YouTube? This is Nanashi with the first, after so freaking long, of deck profile videos. I have been working very hard on trying to get everything set up for this new format and new rule set, and quite frankly, it's been a bit of a headache. But I think I finally have a couple of decks that might work. So, without further ado, my first deck, the Penguins. To start off, I have two puny penguins. When it's flipped and sent to the grave after being destroyed by battle, well, actually, it doesn't even matter if it's battle, it's just in general. Target a penguin in the grave, except himself, summon it in face-up attack or face-down defense. This recycles a lot of the penguins, especially the flip effect ones. And speaking of, 3 penguin soldiers. When flipped, two monsters on the field return to the owner's hands. Up 2. Handy little guy. Then we have 1 penguin knight. I know you're going to think I'm an idiot for running this card, but there is a reason. See, he is a level 3, a non-effect level 3. And he has less than 1500 attacks, which means he can be added back with other cards. The main reason I run him is because I also needed a rank 3 counterpart for No Penguin. No Penguin is the latest penguin they've recently come out with. During either player's turn, when a penguin effect activates, I special summon this guy from the grave. Any card returned to the hand by the effect of any other penguin is banished instead. This guy's pretty powerful. He has 1600 attack, which means you can't add him back with cards like what's the name of that spell card again that adds 2 cards from the grave back to the hand? Salvage, that's what it is. So can't do that, but he special summons himself. The whole reason I put Penguin Knight in there is for salvage, so I could reuse my rank 3s. Or 2s, depending on the circumstances. Then I have 3 Nightmare Penguins. When flipped, 1 card returns from the field to the hand. No penguin can chain off of that, just like it can off of Penguin Soldier. And as long as it's on the field, all water monsters gain 200 attack. And this main deck is entirely water. I also have 2 Flying Penguins. These are temporary, really. They're expensive cards, surprisingly, because they were only printed once out of the McDonald's set, but regardless, they're only temporary until a new penguin comes out that I know about called Guard Penguin. At least I hope it comes out soon. Anyways, level 5s, I have 3 Great Emperor Penguins. I have 3 for a specific reason, but anyways, he's the rescue rabbit of the deck, except he can be reused. When he is on the field, you can tribute him and special summon any 2 penguins from the deck, except himself. And of course, you know, no penguin chains off of this. Then we go to the spells. Dark Hole, of course. 3 MST, of course. 3 Moray of Greed. I'll often start out with a really bad hand of low-level monsters, and I need a better accelerant starter, so I can just pop 2 back in, shuffle, draw 3. Very handy. Then, of course, I have 2 Salvage. I started with 3, but then it just began dead drawing. Moray of Greed has started doing that too, but I can live with it. 2 copies of Terraforming. This accelerates whichever field spell I want to use to my hand, and I run more than 1 in this deck. I, of course, run 2 copies of Legendary Ocean, which is why I run 3 Great Emperor Penguins instead of just 2. And I also run a copy of Lemuria. Now, the reason I don't run more of any of these cards is because they're all treated as Umi at the same time. So I can only have up to 3 in any combination of these cards. Now, Legendary Ocean reduces all monsters of water attribute in the hand and field by 1 star. Lemuria, well, they both also give 200 attack and defense to all water monsters you control, but Lemuria allows you to increase the level of all water monsters you control equal to the number of water monsters you have on the field. So if you have a pair of level 3s, they become 5s. You have 3 level 3s, they all become 6s. This card is handy. I don't have a lot of Water Exceeds monsters in the deck just yet, because a lot of them are freaking expensive, but I'm getting there. Moving right along, the traps. Call the Haunted, Compulsory, Mirror Force, Torrential Tribute, Bottomless, Venus Chain, and the slowdown card of the deck. 3 copies of Summon Limit. Now, this deck sets a lot, so Summon Limit really doesn't bother me that much. As long as I can avoid getting hit with this card on my own first turn, doesn't matter. And with this current format being all about the summoning and the constant recycling of monsters, this is a good card to have. And that's it for the main. In the side, we have another Flying Penguin, just in case, another Puny Penguin, just in case, another Salvage, obviously, a Foolish Burial, in case I feel like being a complete jerk, a Book of Moon, for obvious reasons, 3 copies of the Degenerate Circuit. Any monster that's returned from the field to the hand, no matter how, is banished instead, but I have to pay 500 points per turn to keep this card on the field. I mainly use this in case I feel like going completely RFG with this deck, which is not that different from its current build, but still. Also, another Call of the Haunted, 3 copies of And the Band Played On. This card is fun! It stops people from summoning monsters special that they already have the same level or rank for on the field. So, it actually slows down and exceeds players heavily. It's also done some pretty significant damage to the Light Sworns. Whenever they end their turn and they already have a level 4 out, they can't get their wolves. That actually slows them down a lot more than I thought they did. And I only have 1 at this time, but I'm going to put in 3 copies of Aegis of the Ocean Dragonlord. Since Legendary Ocean is a thing in this deck, this card becomes very powerful for just about every monster in the deck. Until the end phase of the turn, all face-up level 3 or lower water attribute monsters can't be destroyed by battle or card effects, which means Judgment Dragon wastes a shot against the monsters. That's it for the side and the extra. 2 Armored Kappas. All the level 3s become 2s with Legendary Ocean out, so this card's easy to play. Detached Material boosts the attack or defense by 1,000 permanently. Once per game, you can drop a card from your hand and you get a Waboku effect. No damage done, no monsters lost. 1 Leviathan Dragon. Drop a material to increase his attack by 500 permanently, but if he has no materials, can't attack directly. Acid Golem, more a stand-in card than anything, but still pretty powerful. 3 grand attack. During each of your standbys, detach material or take 2 grand. If it has no materials, it can't attack. Levier the Sea Dragon. Detach material, take a level 4 lower monster from the opponents, from either Banished Zone actually, and summon it to your side of the field. Very handy in the deck that banishes cards sporadically. Black Ray Lancer. Not a water, but it fits the motif. Once per turn, detach material to negate a monster's effects until the end phase. Tri-Edge Levia. Requires 3 level 3s, but this deck can summon those pretty efficiently, so I'm not worried. Anything it destroys in battle is banished, which just works with, you know, our little friend Levier. Go figure, Levia, Levier. Anyways, once per turn, either player's turn, detach material, reduce the monster's attack by 800, and negate all its effects. Handy. Ragna Zero. When used in tandem with Tri-Edge Levia, it's actually pretty good. There's a monster on the field with attack different than its original attack, and that monster is in a attack position. You can detach material, blow it up, and you draw a card. Abyss Dweller. Pretty sure everyone knows what this does, but if there's at least 1 water material on it, all water monsters gain 500 attack, and you can detach material once per turn to prevent any graveyard effects. Epic Ishiki Marrowgeist. This was a tech choice because of the hands. After damage calc, if this card destroyed a monster by battle, you detach material and send it back to the deck instead of the graveyard. This disrupts the hands. Also, 1 Abyss Splash, in case I happen to get Lemuria. Once per turn, during either turn, you detach material and double its attack until the end phase, but battle damage is halved. So, damage step bonus. Abyss Super Splash, which you can summon legitimately with 3 level 6s, which I have done. If you use Abyss Splash, it can't be destroyed by card effects as long as it's a material, but if a monster you control battles an opponent's monster, doesn't even matter if it's this guy, you detach a material once per battle, your battling monster gains attack equal to the attack of the opponent's monster. So basically it makes any monster you control gain an Honest, which is amazing. And of course, Abyss Gaios. Highest rank monster I have in the deck. While it has a material, level 5 or higher monsters can't attack. Once per turn, during either player's turn, you detach material and negate the effects of all face-up monsters on the opponent's side that have less attack than this card until the end of the turn. Very good disruptor. And that's basically the deck. It's, as you can clearly see, not perfect. It's more a deck for fun, but I enjoy playing this game for fun, unlike most other people in the world. So that doesn't bother me. And that's it. Nanashi, signing out.